What's going on, everyone, and welcome back to Movie Emporium's movie review of The Last Duel, the newest film from acclaimed director Ridley Scott. Now, before we begin, if you like this channel, awesome, hit the subscribe button to join Movie Emporium, hit that notification bell at the top to find out what's coming next. If you like any videos, awesome, hit that like button, as well as commenting below any video you watch, including this one. So, The Last Duel is Ridley Scott's new sweeping epic, think Kingdom of Heaven or Gladiator or anything of that nature, where we have a setting of 14th century France. We have a character named Carouge, sorry if I mispronounced that, who's played by Matt Damon, and he's an individual that's very vain. He wants to be a knight, but he seems to be kind of always put down. He has a friend who's played by Adam Driver, who plays Legree, and thanks to a character who's played by Ben Affleck, who plays Pierre or something like that, they start kind of falling apart as friends until one day Carouge kind of unites with this lord, ends up marrying his daughter Marguerite, who's played by Jodie Comer. How to easily explain what exactly this movie is doing is you have to know about a movie called Rashomon, which Rashomon, if you don't know, it was directed by Akira Kurosawa. It's a film about basically differing views of the same situation told through different people in that situation. So you get differencing of opinions, differencing of concepts and what's going on from different all sides. So you're seeing the same story but in different kind of concepts. So that's what the story is doing here. We have something that happens to one of the main characters, and then we see the story from each angle, but told slightly different. So different things happen. We start seeing different kind of ideas and so on and so forth. And then it finally plays to a conclusion where Adam Driver's character and Matt Damon's character are going to duel, are going to fight to the death, which leads to a very interesting conclusion. So why I'm so excited for this film and why I was so anticipating it, because it wasn't my top 10 most anticipated, was not the simple fact that Ridley Scott is directing this movie, because he has also another film coming out which I'm looking forward to, but it also has a great cast. It has, of course, Jodie Comer, who's actually grown in her status as an actress, who's fantastic. We have Ben Affleck and Matt Damon coming back for a film together, and then we of course have Adam Driver, who is a fantastic Oscar nominee actor. But the thing that makes it most exciting is the simple fact that Matt Damon and Ben Affleck came back to co-write the script with Nicole Hollefencer, who wrote Can You Forever Forgive Me, which is fantastic. She was brought in to spice up the female roles. And the reason I say I'm glad to see Ben Affleck and Matt Damon together again is because I consider Good Will Hunting one of the best films of the last 30 years. It's fantastic, it's well written, it's tightly woven, and it's just an amazing movie, as well as amazing script. They won an Oscar for a reason. So knowing that Ben Affleck is actually a competent director, after we always joked about Matt Damon and Ben Affleck, Matt Damon being the stronger one, it was interesting to see them come in to do this movie and do it in a large scope, have Ridley Scott directed it, make it a period piece in the 14th century France. And I was really excited by that. I was really anticipating it. It felt like, the perfect pairing, bring back Matt Damon, Ben Affleck. And I watched this movie for 2.5 hours, and not once did I ever get bored, not once did I ever feel that the movie dragged. And I feel that when you bring in two individuals like Matt Damon and Ben Affleck, you are going to get some really interesting, intriguing, and compelling filmmaking. Doesn't matter if it's Ridley Scott, doesn't matter if it's Gus Van Sant. This movie is just insanely well done. It's tightly woven. It's exciting to watch. Everybody's on their A game. The fact that they used a Rashomon style film style for this movie, basing off the Kurosawa film, and telling three really cohesive stories based off the same thing that happens in this particular point, having it told from Matt Damon's point of view, from Adam Driver's point of view, and Lady Marguerite's point of view, the Jodie Comer role is absolutely kind of mind-blowing, because you think that the sides and the stories would be kind of goofy and weird, and some things would seem out of place, but there's just enough in each section that start making you question what exactly is going on. So you'll see Matt Damon's side, you'll see Adam Driver's side, and then you'll see Jodie Comer's side. And even with all three sections being repeated throughout the entire runtime of the movie, it felt like it was such an interesting kind of concept to make a movie in the 14th century France, have it be about this particular situation, and it just completely works. It just completely feels interesting and intriguing, and it never feels boring, or never feels like you're losing your place. It's stellar filmmaking and stellar work as a script writing process. And I think Jodie Comer is the standout of this movie. I think she's fantastic. What she has to deal with, what she has to go through, the that the 14th century era of the world was not particularly kind to women, but watching her in this powerhouse performance and watching her go up against really true powerhouse actors like Adam Driver and, you know, Matt Damon and of course Ben Affleck and so on and so forth, it's really just kind of impressive. It really is. I think Jodie Comer is going to be one of the great stars in the next 20 years, and as her star rises, I think she is just absolutely mesmerizing to watch. She's just, everything about her role in this movie is fantastic. I hope she gets an Oscar nomination because she's so good in this movie. And then, of course, this movie is very Ridley Scott nature, from the way he uses blues and grays and, you know, the very darkened and downtrodden skies, and, you know, everything about his kind of style and how he makes films is really prevalent in here. The way he uses shots, the very epic feel to everything, you know, even though you can tell there's visual effects work in here, it's very seamless. It's similar to like Gladiator or like I said, Kingdom of Heaven, where there's just a visual style that he knows, and he is the king of doing what he does, and it's why he's as great as he is. It's just, I wish he was more consistent in his filmmaking, so I'm hoping House of Gucci is good. So if this movie is any comparison, I think it'll be a winner. And I will make the suggestion going into this movie, it does deal with some really dark and really disturbing content. It deals with some very hard things to watch, but know going in that when it gets to that moment, there's a reason they're telling the story like that. There's a reason this is happening, because you have to watch it from all angles to really understand that this one pivotal moment that takes place in this movie affects the whole outcome of the entire movie itself. So watching these characters and their story that feel very similar but feel a little different, it's without spoiling it, it's really compelling stuff. I was a little uncomfortable watching it, but I got what they were doing. I understood what they were doing. Whether it sits well with some people, that's the question of the day. But with that said, I think this is one of Ridley Scott's best films he's done in quite a while. I mean, it's been a long time since I've seen a really good Ridley Scott film. And then, of course, like I said, having Matt Damon and Ben Affleck, you know, come back as co-writers is a win. Bringing in Nicole Holofencer to kind of, like I said, spruce up the film a little bit. It makes the movie that much better. So, like I said, the movie moves quickly. It doesn't feel like a 2.5 hour movie, especially for a Ridley Scott movie, and it shows the strengths of not only Ben Affleck and Matt Damon, but also, you know, Ridley Scott as a director, as well as this cast, who is top notch. So with that said, that'll be my kind of non-spoilerish take as much as possible as I could make it for this film, The Last Duel. Really highly recommend. If you like Ridley Scott films, definitely watch the film. So with that said, in the comments below, what is your favorite Ridley Scott movie? I'll leave it at that. So anyways, if you like what you see on the channel, hit the subscribe button to join Movie Emporium. Hit that notification bell at the top to find what's coming next. If you like any of these videos, awesome. Hit that like button. And as always, we'll see you guys on the next video. Peace out.